Hello.
Hey everyone, it's Dave.
And Rick.
And it is time for Byerly RV University Parts School.
Yeah.
Yeah, so welcome. We are live downstairs in the parts department, as you can see. We are gonna have some fun, and we're gonna go through the parts department and look at some cool stuff, right? Stuff.
Stuff.
Anyway, I say stuff too much, so forgive me if you guys, well, anyway.
It's all stuff.
It is stuff, and it's cool stuff, and that's what we do here. You know, part of the RVing is, I joke with people, because really, let's put it this way. One of the coolest things when you buy your camper is to accessorize, right? And I had a lot of times we get asked, what do I need? What should we get? What do I need? And the reality is this. Don't buy too much right at first, because every single time you take a camping trip, you're going to come back from that camping trip with a little list of things that, this would have made life easier, right?
Yeah. And that's how you customize your camper.
Exactly.
To make it yours.
And over the course of the first year, you'll buy a lot of accessories, depending on what worked for you, and what worked for you may not work for me or whatever, right? So as we kind of go through here, we're going to highlight some of the stuff. One of the things, guys, is we do try to maintain a retail parts store so that you guys can come in. You know what? I mean, as nice as it is, I get it. It's convenient to go on here and find, and have something click on and it shows up at your door. But I tell you what, it's even more convenient when you can drive right down the road, actually pick it up, open it up, take a look at it, make sure it's right, make
Touch
sure
it,
that
feel
you're
it,
getting
smell
one.
It, whatever it is you need to do.
It's not damaged, it's in good shape. You go home and, oh wait, it was the wrong one. That's okay, just bring it right back here. So there's a lot of convenience, obviously, in just being able to go and shop, and we appreciate the support as usual. Now, real quick, before we get any further, I need to mention, of course, that if you haven't already done so, by the way, welcome to everybody on Facebook and YouTube, right? We are live on both, so thank you very much. If you haven't already done so, if you like this type of stuff, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you click the bell icon, you'll be notified when we do things like this. It is also by far the best way to keep up with the latest news and videos and things that are going on here at Byerly RV. We have brought back a lot of stuff. We have brought back campouts. We have brought back Christmas lights. We have brought back a lot of things. And and nowadays, you just can't send everybody an email. As great as that would be, it's not that easy, and it just doesn't work that way. And not everybody necessarily that needs to know is on the email list. So the very best thing you guys can do is be subscribed, click the bell icon, watch the monthly update, and keep track on Facebook, and you'll be able to keep up with what's going on, so you don't miss anything, right? Because we're going to do camp out announcement in January.
First January, I guess.
That's the plan.
Come back out of break.
And just thanks for mentioning that. Another thing, just real quick, you guys, for those of you that don't know, we do close during Christmas. So we will be open for half day on the 23rd. We will then reopen on January 3rd, and we'll be closed during that period of time. So if you need something, you need to get in and get it. Especially if you need a new camper, make sure you're here a few days early. It does take us a few days to get that.
Or if you're in as a service customer and you need to pick up your camper, you're going to need to use it somewhere during that time. Make sure you call in and let us know, and you can come get your camper and then bring it back after the holidays.
Because you won't necessarily you won't be able to get in and get it during that time. There won't be anybody here. So we are live and we are down here, so we're not in our normal studio, but still, if you have a question, please feel free to go ahead and comment in or whatever you need to do on Facebook or YouTube or whatever. But we will try to get that. Mike can read it to us and we'll see what we can do here. So feel free to still go ahead and do that. And if it doesn't work out, that's fine. If at some point in time during this broadcast we have streaming issues and things like that, if we notice that, we'll try to point it out and try to work through it. I apologize in advance if that happens. But one of the nice things about doing this at night right now is there's nobody else here, and we're the only ones using the system.
So I want to shout out to Nate to get well. This would have been his school, and so we're kind of gonna wing it for him.
Nate's at home sick, and Nate, if you guys haven't met Nate, Nate is the new parts manager. Nate was a technician. Nate is a certified technician. So we have a parts manager that's a certified technician, guys. That's huge. That means that, he's not just serving parts over the counter. He can actually help you. And that's what we try to do here at Byerly.
These are some of the new changes that we've recently made to try and make things better for the customer and give a better customer experience.
People aren't necessarily gone as much as
there's a lot of things going on behind the scenes here at Byerly. We are making a lot of changes to try and improve a lot of things. So bear with us during some of this. I mean, some of it we're trying some new things, and other parts of it, we're making improvements.
Well, and the reality is that when you're building a new facility next door that's more than twice the size of the one you have now, you got to be able to staff it, and you have to start preparing that now. And so we've been doing that. And I would say that, and you know what? One of these days we'll actually have to do a video on this. But we have a certification program here at Byerly RV that is really probably, I challenge that there's probably very few other dealerships that have a training program like we do here. So hey, if you're interested in possibly looking for a new career and doing something fun, working on RVs is actually fun. You get to be an electrician, you get to be a carpenter, you get to be a plumber, you get to be all kinds of stuff, and an engineer and things like that. I mean, just
and the great thing about it is every day is different. You will not do the same thing 2 days in a row.
That's exactly right. That's almost a guarantee.
You'll work on a motorhome one day, you might work on a travel trailer the next day. It may be an electrical issue on the one day, it may be a plumbing issue on another day, you may be tearing a wall out or something, the day after that. So it's always something different. So you don't get bored doing this kind of work. It's not it's not going to the factory and working on an assembly line type of thing or something where you're putting the same widget on every day.
We're in the business of fun, guys. It really is. It's a fun place to work, and we have a lot of fun. So speaking of fun, let's talk about some fun parts, I guess. We should get right into this. So we're standing here at the service side entrance, and we've got our shopping carts over here, and we're actually kind of in the plumbing area. We did not intend to start with commodes, but that is where we are. This is one of these things, you guys. One of the things you're going to see as we walk through here, there's some ways you can upgrade your camper that sometimes we don't think about. You know what I mean? If you've got a plastic hand flush commode and you want to get a porcelain foot flush commode, you can do that. And there's different commodes. The reason why we've got this whole display here with all these different commodes and stuff is because there are certain ones that will bolt right up to whatever was there. So it is possible to upgrade these things, and it's like, why not?
Most all of the toilets nowadays will bolt to the conventional 2-bolt.
Oh, okay. So they're more universal than they used to. We used to have a chart. We had to match them up and stuff.
Yeah, when you had the old ones, the original Aquamagic ones, they had the bolts that were diagonal.
Right.
Well, they've gotten away from that, and now they're using the same. So
even better.
Any toilet, pretty much any toilet from probably, I don't know, I'm going to say like 2000 on, and it may go back, it may be not quite that far back, but like 2000 on should bolt to the conventional.
So guys, it's okay to go from this little small hand flush to this nice,
to a nice
residential size porcelain commode.
And as you can see, they've got round or they've got elongated styles.
Right.
Depending on what you like and how much room you got in the bathroom. This would be your elongated style. This would be your conventional round.
See? And even the rinse on this, look at this. Rinses all the way around, just like you would at home. So it's okay to upgrade this stuff, you guys.
They even got the slow close lids and stuff on them.
Look at that.
So you don't have that slam.
But for real, that's a little thing. This is cool. I just learned about this today, and that's bad because I have a camper and I've only been here for like 17 years, and Rick's only been here for the same amount of time, and neither one of us saw this. This is they call it the mag cap, magnetic bumper cap. Okay. So your sewer hose connects to this. So when I pull my cap out, the hose comes out with it, right? And there's little magnets on here. Here, let me just run that package. There's little magnets on here, so it just sticks. How cool is that?
To the end of the bumper.
Oh, look, there was one unwrapped right here.
Instead of having to press it in like you have on a conventional bumper plug, that one just magnetically stays on.
Probably won't fall off. I really like that.
Probably less likely to fall off.
You know what I mean? So anyway, that's a cool little thing. There's there's tons of little things, right? Just tons of little things. And
this is what we're talking about when we talk about accessorizing.
Right.
It's the little things like that that allow you to customize your camper.
This is what we give them, right?
Yeah.
So this is the sewer hose that comes in your welcome kit, because we want you to have something.
Right.
This sewer hose, it doesn't even have a price on it. This retails for what? 10 bucks, 15, 20? Okay, that's all great. And when I used to go, one of the things I did when I very first started here was I did walkthroughs. It was fun. I'd be sitting there and I'd tell you about how we're going to give you a sewer hose and da-da-da. And then I would look right at you and say, however, for how much is it today? 80 bucks, 90 bucks, for less than $100, you can go up in the store and you can get a sewer hose that's actually hard, and you can put bends in it, and it doesn't want to collapse, and it's going to last a long time. I can make it longer and shorter.
If you drag it across some gravel, you're not going to put holes in it like you will.
So for less than $100, you can get the best sewer hose that money can buy. Well, if that's your job, I promise you that this is a worthy investment. This is just a little sample of the kit, but this is a worthy investment, you guys. And that's one of those things that when you do buy a camper here at Byerly, we do give you a little list of some things that we recommend, and that's one of them. Now, one thing, we're going to swing around here, Cody, for a second, because just do me a favor. Just follow me. Walk down this wall. And the reason why we're walking down this wall, you guys, Rick, tell them about the wall.
This is our hardware section. We have just about any kind of hardware that you could possibly need for your camper. Everything from window latches and crank knobs,
curtain carriers, and
to restring kits for blinds.
I need one of those.
To struts. You know, we got electrical stuff over there, switches and stuff like that. You know, we got some drawer slides. You know,
you guys, the idea here is
insert for your screw molding, the vinyl insert that goes in there. You know, we have all kinds of stuff here.
And that's the thing, is that you expect stuff like upgrade sewer hoses and things like that, and that's like the fun stuff, but the reality is that you need to have this stuff too.
This is your maintenance stuff here.
This is the little stuff that just kind of, here's the thing, if you're using your camper, it's going to break. You know what I mean? It's going to break if you don't use it. But, you know, it's these little things like this that you keep up with as you go along, and it's good. But just notice here, see the gas props? See how many there are? This is one of these parts where the best thing you can do is to bring in the old one, right? Switches, things like that. If you can bring in the old one, that would be great.
That way we can compare it to what you've got. Make sure we try to get you the right thing.
It's a really good time to mention that we really can't look that stuff up. It's not like a car. You can't put in a VIN and it says, oh, these are all the parts on it. It is absolutely not like that. So bringing in the old part, and we'll mention that more as we go through here, but that is something that you should do as often as you can, really, right?
Absolutely.
When you agree. Now, back to, we're going to back up now. We just wanted to kind of show you that as one long row there. There's nothing specific to look at there, you guys. It's just, there's a lot of stuff. If you need something, we probably have it. They're like these. This is those the plastic baggage door clips. You know why they come in a 2-pack? Yeah, because they break that easy. Right?
Door latches, door handles, knobs.
This is something where you guys, if you lose your key and stuff, don't call a locksmith, man. It's $60, you get a new lock, it comes with new keys. Frankly, it's by the time you pay a locksmith to come out, you might as well do it that way.
Interior, we got the exteriors.
Yep. So. And then of course over here, back to supplies, right? This is where you can pick up all your supplies. These are great, you guys. If you don't use one of these Sidewinder sewer hose supports, I use that almost every time because it doesn't flow uphill, and too many times that little piece of PVC is sticking up and your run isn't downhill enough, and this keeps, you know, does that. There's lots of different chemicals you guys can use, but notice this. So, there you go.
This is a big one.
Yeah.
If you don't have a black tank flush built into your trailer, which so many of them do nowadays, this is a very good, easy way to do it. So this is this one you hook to your hose. It's flexible, so if you have a snake type of drain out of your toilet, you just slide that down in. It'll run the
and you can even
line, and then you hook it up to your hose.
We used to have a little thing where you could actually put an adapter in your sink in your bathroom, so you could actually attach those. Maybe we don't do that anymore.
I thought that was going to be this one. But
oh no, that's not it.
No,
that'll work.
Well, yeah, that's not what I was thinking. That's okay.
Yeah, I thought that was that one when I picked it up, but then I realized after I had it, it wasn't. But
and then guys, another thing too. This is something that
Oh, here it is.
Yeah, that's it.
It's an adapter.
Yeah, it's a little
adapter. This takes the place of your aerator on your bathroom faucet, and then it's got a little hose, and then you hook it up to your wand.
Then we don't have to run a hose all the way through the vehicle and stuff. So that's if you don't have a black tank flush out, it's really challenging to keep those tanks clean. Of course, we use a chemical in the tank. Of course, we're going to stock the chemical. Of course, we're going to stock toilet paper. Nothing but the best for our clients, folks. Luxurious 2-ply. Okay.
This is a neat little device too. A hose caddy.
Yeah, for like my storage compartment. Like it just.
Yeah, you curl your hose up in there.
Oh, I like that.
Kind of like what it shows over here.
Yeah.
You know. Basically,
I like that.
Basically, you're just going to have your hose. Your hose is just going to sit in there.
Well, yeah, because right now my hose is just kind of shoved in my storage compartment, and it's not actually in any.
And it just helps keep things neater.
Yeah. No, that's This is something, guys, here's an upgrade thing. I know my camper, my bathroom faucet, seriously, is so small that I can't get my hands, it doesn't stick out far enough for me to get my hands underneath it. It's like useless. But it would be very, very easy for me to get one of these right here that sticks out a little further that would actually work. And for 50 bucks, man, I just totally upgraded my bathroom.
Yeah.
So it's okay to do stuff like this, you guys. Don't be afraid to do stuff like this. It's no problem. It's not going to devalue anything. As a matter of fact, I'm not saying it's going to increase the value, but it'll certainly increase your satisfaction.
If you were one of the unfortunate ones that didn't get in to get winterized, or you didn't think to winterize before you got froze up and you ended up breaking a faucet, well, here's your replacements. You can change them. They're just like changing a faucet at a house.
And that's...
Same exact thing. Must be the display.
I'm sure this is just the display faucet. I was gonna... That was really funny. Let's see if there's one in here. Oh, look. All right. Like, you can't really see it, darn it. But in here, these little... There it is. You want to know what freezes, guys? Just while we're conveniently right here. Well, this one's not going to do it. This little area in here where these two... that mixing area where the hot and the cold mixes right in there, that's your weak spot, guys. Yep. So that's what cracks in your faucets when you don't winterize. Yep. You know, and then toilet valves, we're going to get to that in a second too. Those break. So, you know.
Shower heads.
Oh, this is awesome. Real quick, Oxygenics, guys. I upgraded my shower head to this thing, and I have a shower miser. Be watching for a video in the future about the shower miser. But if you have a shower miser, you are probably thinking, I wish I had a little more water pressure in my shower head, and this will do it, guys. This is pretty cool. I use one of these, and it works. And I can take very long showers with very little water with this little Oxygenics guy.
Another thing, going back to the freeze-up stuff, the outside shower.
Oh, we all forget that.
We'll split these handles, so we have that part here if you need to replace that. That is one that everybody always forgets to do, is the outside shower when they do their own.
Filters, guys. We've got your replacement filters for your canisters. We have external canisters. If you wanted to add a canister filter, there's a couple different ways to do that. Inline on the outside, we have the inline filters. That's what I've always used, just a basic inline filter. Not a bad idea, guys. I mean, you're talking 35 bucks. You use it for a whole year, and you filter all the water that goes in your camper. We do stock water pumps, water pressure regulators, replacement.
City water
hookups and things like that. That's another thing. You know, we keep mentioning, we've done a whole video. Rick did live winterizing. You've seen him winterize. Please go back and refer to that. But, you know, he did just mention things like the outside water faucet. What's the other thing everybody forgets? The
city water hookup.
That city water hookup.
So it blows that. On the back of these things, inside this valve is an O-ring. So if you don't go in and take the cap out and take the little screen washer out of there and push that button,
there's still water in there.
If you got too much pressure though, when you do that, you'll blow that O-ring off that.
I did that.
Yeah.
To everything on the lot.
You gotta be real careful when you do that, but you have to go out and do it. Otherwise, how much ever of that line between here and a water pump where the water pump hooks into the incoming line, will still have water in it, and then it'll still freeze up.
What Rick's talking about, the valve in there is the valve that the reason why when you turn on your water pump, water doesn't go shooting out of that thing. Yes. But you have to push it to let the water come out. But it's like and so real quick, what Rick meant, what he said there is, after you're done winterizing, open your faucets, make sure there's no pressure. Then go outside and
you got to have a little bit of pressure.
Well, a little bit. Usually gravity is enough to like let it drip or whatever, the back pressure behind it.
Sometimes, sometimes that is true. Gravity will do it.
Or if there's a little pressure back there. This
depends on how long the line is. Toilet valve.
That's a toilet valve. That's a toilet valve. That's a toilet valve. That's a toilet valve. These are all different toilet valves, okay? And the easiest way to know which one of these you want is to what? Bring in the old one, guys. There are numbers on these.
Or at least make sure that you have your model number of your toilet when you come in, because we cannot look up the model of the toilet unless you tell us what it is. We cannot go to some kind of manufacturer website and figure out what toilet they put in your unit.
If you're going to follow Rick real quick, he's going to show you where that sticker is,
exactly
actually,
what I'm
which is a good idea.
By having the model number. Most of the time, they're going to be on the back of a toilet. Like this one's down here. And this one's like up here. Sometimes they can be real difficult to get to, but that one's down there again. So, but you're looking for something like that, some kind of a label. Like the 310 toilets usually have it up here, and it's a big white label. So, yeah, these don't move. So, you can kind of see it back on the back of that one, maybe. Yeah, it's kind of hard to get to that one and see it, but anyway, there is a label. It's going to be on the back of the toilets, and you just need to. Usually, what I'll do when I need to get information off a toilet, I'll take my phone and I'll reach down behind the toilet and take a picture of it. That's the easiest way I've found to do it. So,
yep.
More plumbing stuff. We got a great selection of plumbing stuff. Again, the toilet valves and stuff, we've got all kinds of fittings for different types of lines and stuff like that. On the back side over there, we've got sink fittings. We got basins and stuff for sinks. This would have been for a pop-up, different strainers and so on.
I just want to mention at this point in time that it's still cheaper to buy it already put together than to buy it piece by piece.
Yeah.
But you literally could if you wanted to,
right.
you know.
And with everything we've got in the store, you could almost build your own camper
You
from
just about
scratch.
could, you know,
Yeah.
for real. And that's the whole idea, right? I mean, that's what you want. So here we come through, we've got the ABS stuff. If you need a valve or something like that, we've got that. We've got, I wanted to move like generator. This is another thing, you guys. So everything from even your generator, we have genuine Onan maintenance parts.
Correct.
So filters and things like that, oil, for example. We stock things like the Genturi, which extends your exhaust. But we also stock portable generators, guys, and not just any portable generator, okay? Like, I know everybody sells portable generators, Bass Pro, everybody does, and half the things you've never heard of before, and try getting that thing worked on. We've had those before, okay, and you can't get them worked on. There's like one person in St. Louis that works on Chinese-made generators or whatever, okay, and you can put whatever name you want on the things. This is what we sell.
Yeah.
Cummins Onan, okay. I don't know if there's two better names in this business when it comes to things that run on engines. I mean, you're talking Cummins and Onan. Onan has always been the generator people, okay? Yes. And Cummins has always been the diesel people. I mean, my goodness gracious, these are the chassis, the engine people, right? Yeah. So here we go, Cummins Onan generators, all right, because Cummins bought Onan, good deal. And guess where we get these from? 7 miles down the road from the Cummins Onan factory, whatever it is. Yeah. We get them, it's their service center. Yep. We buy these from them 7 miles away, and guess what happens if it breaks? You can go 7 miles down the road, and there's people there that will that can do the work on this thing, okay? That blows away anything out there. I mean, and I tell you what, for the money, this thing here, I'm not sure how much this thing is even retail, but this is the 4500. It's got a 3700 watt running watts with a 4500 watt peak watts, and this would be exactly the same thing. It looks different, but it's exactly the same wattage and size as the generator that you would have in a C-Class motorhome. Yeah, and so it's gonna, and what's cool is every other generator we've ever had, Hondas to Yamaha, all these things, you have to have a twist lock adapter. It's got a 3-prong twist lock or whatever on it, and you got to get an adapter to go to your 3-prong RV. This has an RV plug on it. Right. It's got a remote start. I own one of these myself. This is by far the best portable generator I have ever seen in my entire life. These are on sale. These are retail at $1,459. You can see them on our website, www.byerlyrv.com. Most of the stuff is on the online parts store. I wish I could say everything, but I don't know if the taillight from 1975 is on there. And you guys think I'm kidding about that.
One of the neat things about this stuff, we have a system here that we call Dignify, which is a timed It's not like a credit card, but it's a
kind of is like a credit card.
It's a financing system.
Yeah.
And like this generator, you can get it for as low as $56 a month.
Yeah, and see, like they've got 6 months deferred interest. So, you know, I mean, you could, as long as you pay it off in 6 months, you don't even pay any interest on it. So, yeah, it is a credit-based thing. You do have to. It is with approved credit and blah blah blah. So it is a loan. It is interest-free. You will pay extra and things like that. So there's people here that'll explain that in more detail. But that is something that we do offer you guys. Real quick.
Yeah.
Because I just mentioned taillights from 1975. I just want to just say that I wasn't kidding about taillights from 1975.
Yeah.
That's one thing we have. You know, at Byerly RV, we like to have stuff like, you know, we've got new stuff. But we've also got the old stuff, man. And it's like, we've got parts that I would challenge anybody else to have, really, at this point in time. I mean, it's pretty cool, you know? That's one of the things about working here, it's always been, is that we've always had some stuff that I feel like you really couldn't get anywhere else, you know?
Right.
So, but that's from being in business for 74 years, 75 years next year, so.
Power cords, got 50 amp, 30 amp, we got extension cords, we got twist lock cords to replace one if you lose it or something. Got the straight ends or the angled ones. So those are always nice to have. And then if you just need more cord, you got the extension cords. We got a complete selection of 50 and 30 amp cord ends and plugs. We got the receptacles for the twist locks. And then we've got just cord ends if you just need to replace a damaged cord end. So,
that's something, guys, if you drug your cord end, you don't have to buy a whole new cord. You can just replace the end. I don't know if everybody knows that. Yep. You know.
So you got a complete selection of adapters to go from 50 to 30 and then from 30 down to 15.
I like to just go through the parts store and open packages. Nate can take care of it when he gets back. That's what he gets for not being here. Check it out.
Yeah. So what does this do?
So maybe I want to put in an RV plug at my house.
Yeah.
Right? So this is the 30 amp, and this is, I mean, obviously this is metal, guys. This is what you would, oops, I think I was up.
This is a NEMA approved box.
A what?
A NEMA approved box.
Yeah.
So it's National Electrical Manufacturers Association.
Whatever he said. No, but it is. That's good. Seriously. Yeah. You know, this is.
Yeah, this is not just some kind of garbage. I mean, like I said, this is a NEMA approved box. Yep. It's the same thing that if you went to Butler Electric or you know, French Girlman or someplace like that and tried to buy one of these, that you would get.
Dude, this is no joking around, folks. Yeah. There you go. Set up your own campsite at home. But for real, this stuff's available here. So, you know, this is something that a lot of people like to do, is put these plugs in and just know that you can get it here, and then you or your electrician buddy or whatever can hook it up. Just read the directions and make sure you know what you're doing.
Just remember, if you're hooking up a 30, it's 120 volt, not 240 volt.
Ever.
30 amp, 120, 50 amp, 240.
Yeah. I'm not kidding. When my buddy the plumber and his buddy the electrician wired it up themselves and did not do, and they wired it wrong. And the first thing that happens is all the capacitors explode in your converter, and if it stops there, you're lucky. Yeah. He got lucky. But anyway.
So got a complete selection of lighting.
Now here's another thing too, you know, marker light lenses and stuff in the old days before some of these new LEDs and stuff. But again, you kind of almost have to know what you need. Or if you can bring an example of an old one or something. Sometimes there's numbers on those things, DOT numbers, identification numbers on some of the lenses that will help us identify which one you need, right? Right. And that takes us into, we've got exterior lighting and then interior lighting, right? Right. And we've got motion detecting lighting, and we've got LED lighting. You know, if you still are using incandescent bulbs, you can upgrade your bulbs. They're much cheaper now than they used to be. Yeah. So it's not like it used to be.
They've gotten more reasonable.
Yeah. I mean, it's not that expensive to do it now. And then now over here, guys, this is where, you know, this is, I would say that the service department is the biggest customer for this section right here. This is our brake controllers. And then these are, what are these? These are all the...
These are adapters that plug into the factory wiring that is on vehicles that are pre-wired for brake controllers, and they plug into the actual brake controller.
Right, so a lot of times if your SUV or truck came with a tow package, and the tow package comes with that 7-way in the back and the hitch and the whole bit, There's a good chance that underneath the dashboard, there's a proprietary plug that they put in there. And then these little things here have the proprietary plug. This one's for a Dodge. This one's for Ram. This one's for a GM. And then it has the plug for the GM, and then the other side wires into the brake controller, right? And that way we don't have to go cutting wires and stuff. So that's why we're asking you so many questions before you bought this thing about your vehicle and stuff like that. The salesman is not trying to be a pain. They're just trying to make sure that we have the parts we need when your vehicle arrives, and so that everything goes smoothly.
And that's what it's all about. It's making sure that we know what you need, so when you do get here on that morning of delivery, that we can get it set up and ready to go, and you're not sitting here for hours waiting for us to do hitch work that may need.
And we might need to order it. You know, this is, we may not actually have it right here, so we can usually get it in 48 hours if it's something that's not on a national shortage, which there's less and less of, I think, now. Apparently we have a shortage in brushes, though, at the moment. No. There are some things, guys, you know, you will as you do walk through the parts store. It's not as overflowing as it used to be. There are things that have changed. But that brings us right into one of my favorite sections, because you will hear me talk about wash your camper, wash your camper, wash your camper. Absolutely. And what you should be washing your camper with, frankly, is something like this, okay? A nice little brush that's not like, and I say that instead of a power washer. You know, all of us, we love to grab them power washers. And as great as it is for your deck or the side of your house, those decals on the side of your camper, if you try, you can power wash them babies right off.
Yes, you can.
Not to mention the plastic, not to mention the weep holes in the bottom of your windows that flows both ways on those. So we've got, obviously, tons of stuff to clean with. There's also some other stuff up here. Where's the Aerospace 303? Here. Aerospace 303 protectant. You want to look, this is probably the best UV protectant. I mean, I love this stuff, dude. You can use this on anything. I mean, you can use it on your awning, you can use it on your roof, you can use it on your car, you can use it on, you name it. Anything that needs UV protection, this stuff is literally, my life experience is that is the best stuff out there. It is great. Plexus, I heard good things about Plexus.
Yeah.
Cody says that if you have a side-by-side and you got a plexiglass window on it, that stuff right there will clean and even maybe polish that. So it'll help.
I know we use it for lubricating the slide tracks for windows. That's what Tiffin recommends.
That's how we found out about it. Yeah, originally the Plexus came from Tiffin.
Yes.
Because that's what when you have a driver's side power window or sliding window on these big motorhomes or any of them, when you need those windows can be hard to lubricate, and Plexus is what you lubricate the track with.
Yep.
So, you know.
In my winter get ready, spring get ready, and winter get ready, I always talk about washing your vehicles using car wash soap. Well, here's some various different types of washes that are specifically formulated for doing
I know
RVs
we use this, don't we, back in the
washes.
back?
Yep.
The wash and wax?
Yes, we do.
You know, I've used this personally myself. This has carnauba wax in it. That's good. You know, and it's nice to use a wash and wax because, frankly, trying to wax the side of a camper, A, is like waxing the side of a building, and the first time you do it, you'll never want to do it again. And B, it's just like, it's almost futile. There you go. Black
streak remover.
And Rick and I, being old school, for us, we think about that. It seems like nowadays the roofing material and things like that they're using isn't as bad. But I tell you what, 15 years ago, the black streaks were unbelievable.
Yes.
It was really something, right? And then there's rubber roof cleaner, and there's a protectant and stuff like that if you want to go up there and do that. You know, when you clean your roof, you want to look around and inspect what? Oh, this is a perfect segue. And check what? The seals, right? And, you know, as you're washing that roof and you're looking at, and this is something you guys, listen, here's the thing. This is just to give you an idea of when you buy a brand new camper, it's got a 1-year warranty, right? However, the caulk is warranted for 90 days.
All your sealants.
All your sealants, 90 days. So what does that tell us as owners? I'm an owner myself. What does that tell me? That tells me that I need to be visually inspecting my seals, my caulk, every 90 daes.
Yeah.
And I don't have to, I mean, it's just a visual inspection. Just take a look at it, make sure it looks okay, and if something doesn't look okay, guess what? Apply more. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
And this is something now for the roof. You will see up there, the caulk is almost liquidy looking. When it goes down, it kind of spreads out. It is self-leveling roof sealant. And the idea is it actually flows. It doesn't hold a tight bead. It flows and fills in the spots. That's what it's supposed to do. And it's okay to clean it and just add more where it needs. You don't have to peel the whole thing off and redo it. That's not saying you won't ever do that, but you just want to make sure you keep the thing sealed, because here's the deal, guys. If you keep water out of the thing, it'll last almost forever. If it gets in it, it's like an iceberg, and what you see is a very little bit of what's actually happening. And
water is a camper's biggest enemy.
It really is. And so I would rather see 4 different spots of different caulk up on a roof than none. You know what I mean? Now, listen, there's also, this is great for normal maintenance, right? But if we need an emergency repair, you know,
you clip a tree branch or something like that,
tear the roof, put a cut in it. This is something that you can have in your toolkit on board all the time. There's the little one, right? Oh, there it is. Oh, it's unwrapped. Sweet.
So what this is, very, very aggressive adhesive. So what you do is you clean the roof off in the area where you've damaged it, and then you cut a piece of this and you apply it over it, and then you take a little bit of the self-leveling caulk and go around the edges of it, and you know.
This is permanent. Let's make duct tape look like masking tape. I mean, this
you
stuff.
don't want to put duct tape up on your roof.
Don't do that. Do not use, what is that stuff that they spray and make a boat out of? Flex Seal. Do not do that.
Not use Flex Seal.
It's a great commercial, but gosh, please don't use Flex Seal on your camper.
Your camper is not designed to use Flex Seal. Please,
not even for an emergency. So don't.
Yeah.
But the Eternabond is something that you can have with you at all times and stuff.
You can buy a little roll of that. And you can carry it around with you. I think have a little.
There's a little roll right there.
There's a little roll.
It's not a bad thing.
And that's a great emergency thing right there.
Because it'll seal immediately. I mean, you can literally probably put it on when it's wet.
And technically, you don't have to seal around it. We just do that just as a backup. But when you put that down over a hole to create a patch, it is an instant seal.
Yeah, and if that was going to be the patch and you were going to leave it, let's say we're not going to actually replace the roof, then the caulking around the edge is a good idea. You know, if it's going to get you home and then you're going to do an insurance claim and get a new roof, then no big deal. You know. But yeah, so very important section here, you guys. Keep it clean, and by keeping it clean, you also keep it maintained, right? And that's important. And then there's other things that fail for no good reason.
So electronics, man. There's no rhyme or reason to it.
Seriously.
You know, the guy calls me up and he says, "Well, it was working yesterday." Well, it's not working today. I'm sorry. You know,
I've never seen anything like it. But these converters and stuff, dude, that's what they do.
Whether
it's
an inverter or whether it's a converter. You know, but at Byerly, we got you covered, man. We've got them.
Actually.
We've got replacement lower units. We've got standalones. We've got some inverters. Other ones we can get relatively quick. So
there's so many different inverters out there. We stock a sample, really. But when it comes to converters, we stock a lot of these things, man. I mean, it would be unusual for you to need one of these that we didn't have, frankly. And this is also something that, let's say, something that we sell and stock in the store back there by generators and stuff is heat pads for tanks. So you can put heating pads on your tanks, but every heat pad is an amp draw. And the converter, if you have a 55 amp converter, and you start adding tank heaters, it's possible to exceed that, and you might have to add a second one. A lot of times when we do a full, if you wanted to do a full
second one or an upgrade,
if you had 4 tanks and wanted to put 4 tank heaters on and wrap some pipes and things like that, then we would probably put in a second converter to cover the draw just on that, right?
Yep.
I mean, we've done that before. These are big installs, but it's been done. So
there's also no sag, non-sag type of sealant that you can use to go along, like the awning rails and stuff on the sides. That way it won't sag, and you can seal those places.
Tops of windows.
Tops of windows. Generally, we're going to use silicone on the sidewalls and stuff, but that would be the non-sag would be going along the top of the awning rail and the gutter rail. Where you have
your roof wraps around the side, and you've got it. Now you can't have a flowing caulk there
because the silicone won't stick to the rubber.
There's some kind of cool stuff up front, you guys. This is stuff we'll kind of cycle in and out every once in a while. I see we've got tire minders that work with your phone, right? Let me make a little noise there. And then
got the LP gauge.
So
this is for your trailers where they don't have an LP monitor system. This has little clips that actually go underneath the foot of the tank, and they will actually more or less measure the weight of the tank, and it determines how much.
This is cool, guys, because there's no real good way to know what's in a portable tank, right?
Right.
This is it. That's actually really neat. Wow, that's high tech there.
Yeah.
That's not cheap.
No, it's not cheap.
It's okay though.
when you run out of propane at 2 o'clock in the morning and it's 15 degrees outside and snowing, you wish you would have bought that.
You're right. That's absolutely right. These are nice, guys. We have nowadays cameras, more and more cameras. I used to think to myself I didn't need a camera because I never used one before, but it turns out they're actually kind of nice.
Yeah. Seeing what's behind that trailer when you're backing up or just when you're driving down the highway, to be able to see what's behind you, 40 feet behind you is kind of nice.
That and, these things have night vision. So backing up at night, I can't see squat behind my trailer. I mean, I can't see anything back there.
Yeah.
And this...
Yeah, and most trailers don't have backup lights.
I'm going to add some.
Having a camera that's got night vision definitely
I want to get a couple
helps.
of little off-road lights and put them back there because you can't see anything, but this actually does allow you to see it and stuff like that. So also down here, we do have... This is the King Extended. This is a cell phone booster, guys.
Right.
So you may have seen these
That's one that
in
you don't have
action
to mount on the
before.
roof.
Yeah, these are something, man. This is pretty neat. But that's an actual cell phone booster. So other little things, end cap stuff. We like to put this is a newer product for us, right?
Yeah.
So this is just a little locking device for your propane bottles. So if you do need to lock your bottles, if you've ever lost your bottles before, somebody swiped them or something like that, you can lock these things. Little things like that. This is appropriate for this time of year, right?
Yeah,
Look at that.
absolutely.
What does that look like? That looks just like my shower thing.
Skylight.
My skylight. So I can put this on my skylight. Because look, it's great, man. Your camper has a 5-inch stick with 5 inches of insulation up there, right? And then I'm going to cut a 2-foot by 1-foot hole in it and put a piece of plastic. So it's like all the insulation in the world doesn't matter if you cut a huge hole in it. So that re-insulates that spot if it's super duper cold outside. Actually, I guess it would help in the summer too for heat.
Yeah.
If you really wanted to.
Yep.
I mean, if there's one thing we can never have too much of in a camper, it's probably insulation, right?
So we also got these step stabilizers. If you got the old style steps that just fold out, they always seem to want to move when you step on them and seem like they're real rickety. Well, you can put a set of them underneath there and that'll stabilize that step. So when you step on it, it's solid instead of moving underneath.
I hear you on that. That's... Here, still have antifreeze, guys. So just a reminder, plenty of antifreeze, winterizing kits if you haven't already done so, and replacement faucets and pumps. Here we go. This is something. Okay, so you got a bathroom fan, right? And your bathroom fan has one of these, maybe these little bitty guys on it. Well, guess what's there? There's a hole there and there's power there, right?
Yep.
So that makes it a lot easier to do something like this, right?
Yep. You can replace just regular vents like those. You can replace a fan. All of these go into the standard 14 by 14 cutouts.
I tell you what, guys, my camper has a high-speed 10-blade fan in the bathroom, and I can open my window. I mean, it draws air up and in through the entire camper, man. It really moves some air. It's really quiet. It's really nice. I mean, this
10-speed fan here will move 900 cubic feet of air a minute.
So that's like my whole camper.
That's a lot of air.
That literally is.
Yeah, so
it's replacing the air in my camper every 60 seconds.
One of the great things that those can help for, so it's middle of summer, it's really hot out. You get to your campground, you turn on your air conditioner isn't really doing anything yet. You can turn on that fan and let it draw some of that hot air out of the camper and pull some cooler air in from outside, so your air conditioner isn't going to work quite as hard to try and cool that camper
For the same
down.
reason why when you get in your car in the summertime and it's 150 degrees in there, you roll your windows down for a minute and then put them back up and let the air work. Same basic principle at that point, right?
Right.
Now, speaking of vents, right? All those vents, they're all the same size, aren't they?
Yeah, they're all 14 by 14.
They're all 14 by 14. And from the outside, they all look very similar. And one of the things that breaks a lot on these things, the reality is those plastic vent covers. Yep. It's sitting out there, it's in the sun, its whole life. And so it's one of the things that is common to replace over the course of the life of your camper, right?
Right.
And even though they all look the same, they are not the same. And this is where, like, it's the most important thing is to know what you need by either bringing the old part or know exactly what you need. Right. We have a little chart right here that shows some of there's 1, 2, 3, 4 different hinges. Different hinge, and they're all the same size. You should need to know what hinge you need, and we can get you the right vent lid.
Yep.
So, you know, and there's all and speaking of lids, there's vent covers for the old refrigerators. We have the outside covers. We've got, you know, sometimes people will lose the inner piece of this. You know, we've got that. We've got the
side vents for your
stove,
range hoods. We've got the covers for your plumbing vents on the roof. We've got replacement caps. We've got whole vent covers if you need the whole thing.
Here's another upgrade, right?
Yep.
You can replace that vent on the roof with this little cyclone where it'll actually, as the air flows over this, it'll draw air out of that tank and help aerate the tank a little bit if you need that.
Creates a suction.
Yeah, it creates a suction. Yeah. So moving over into some of the other vents, he said dent vent. He's talking about, remember the Rick? What's this, Rick? Could you explain that for me?
Okay.
So Rick doesn't use this, and that's probably a good thing, okay, you guys?
I'm gonna read this, okay? They call this the dent vent. And it says directly below that, it says conceals minor body damage. So what this is for, it's stick on, or you can screw it on. So especially if you got a, this would work best on a fiberglass trailer, but you put a little ding or a hole in it accidentally, you can put something like this over it, you put it on like that, moisture can't get to it.
Yeah, you can fill the hole with, frankly, you could fill the hole with caulk. It may be ugly, but instead of having a big ugly hole on the side, you put this over and it just looks like another vent.
Exactly.
But that's literally
but that's what
this is for.
Yep.
It's a heck of a lot cheaper than replacing a whole wall, I promise. Yeah, or a marker light. You know, that's the other thing. If you see a marker light in the middle of an entry door, it's there because there was a hole there. It happens, so, you know, hey. But you know what, though? Hey, this is kind of cool, though. Let's say you got these vents in your ceiling. Well, if I wanted to, I could replace it with this vent here that lets me open and close it.
Right.
One of our rental motorhomes, the 34J, it's an awesome motorhome, right? And it's got a hallway. Well, that hallway actually gets pretty cold. And so I tend to turn off the vents in the hallway, and it helps cool the rest of the thing, and everything stays, it helps me maintain a more consistent temperature across the vehicle.
You will see these closable vents a lot in the bedroom areas of motorhomes that have 2 air conditioners on them. And one of the reasons why they do that is you can close these off during the day and allow that air conditioning that is being produced in the bedroom to be pushed more to the front of the motorhome to help cool the front more. Then when the evening comes and you don't need that excess cooling in the front, you open these back up, cool the bedroom down real quick.
It's okay to do that kind of stuff, guys. And then some of the other stuff, you know, we skip over stuff as we walk through. We don't have to hit everything. Like, this is a dryer install kit.
When's the last time you've seen one of these?
This is what I'm talking about, man. 1975. That's the last time I saw something like this. Anyway, that's awesome. That's the kind of stuff we have around here, you guys. I mean, it's really, but here's your inner and outer shower thing, you know, things you've got.
We got dryer.
That's what I was,
hardware down there.
I mean, you name it. It's, you know, and then over here is your LP. So different length hoses, different, you know, if you needed to replace your regulator.
Quick disconnects, regulators.
You can add quick
hoses.
Disconnects and stuff. We've got, there you go. That's kind of cool.
Shade, yeah. So you don't want all that sun coming in the middle of the afternoon. You can pull that shade closed. And you got comes in 2 different colors, the white or the gray. But
Smooth.
Makes it real nice to be able to close that off. So that's what that is right there.
Little stuff like that, you know. I feel like sometimes you guys, we don't, you know, we get our campers and we don't realize some of the cool stuff we can do. Yeah. You know, I mean, like, let's say you've got, you know, a lot of us came to the table with some of our own grills and stuff already. My grill runs off of a green bottle or a white bottle, okay? If it runs off a green bottle or a white bottle, then it's not gonna run off the quick disconnect on my camper.
Right.
It needs full pressure, right? So there's kits here, you guys, where you can it basically tees into your line up before the regulator, so that you can pull full pressure propane and use those appliances that you already have, you know?
They call that an extend-a-flow.
Yeah, and then there's also one, let's say you got a motorhome, okay, and your motorhome's parked, and you know, a motorhome, you don't take the LP tank out and go fill it like a trailer, right? You gotta move the whole motorhome, right?
Right.
So we have a kit here that allows you to get an external bottle and run that motorhome off an external bottle instead of the internal bottle, and then you can swap that out and not have to move the motorhome all the time. You know?
And that's called an extend-a-stay.
There you go, see? And then, you know, covers, we've got replacement. A lot of you guys may not know this, but these silly things, like these detectors, actually have expiration dates on them. I'm not saying that you replace it when the expiration date is there, but what I'm saying is anytime after that date, it is subject to failure at any second. So these are things, we have those replacements.
That date is usually printed on the back of the detectors.
Yeah.
And it's 7 years.
Is that what it is?
The recommended.
Okay, all right, cool. Then of course we've got things like replacement anode rods. And,
water heater parts.
Yep, you know, different stuff, vent pillows for regular vents.
Now there's a lot of stuff here that we don't show that we have that is in our parts in the back, small parts and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
So we have boards and everything. So
yeah, like replacement refrigerator boards.
Just because we don't show it out here doesn't mean we don't have it.
Yeah.
Call and ask.
Absolutely. We got a whole warehouse full of stuff too that we're not even gonna go back there. But it's, you know, we've got a ton of stuff, you guys, and that's the whole idea is we try
to keep the stuff that people are going to do themselves kind of things out here.
Yeah.
Not that you can't replace your own water heater board, but the common stuff that is easy to do.
Well, and a water heater board doesn't display on a shelf very well.
Right.
It's a little box. With no picture. So.
You
know, so.
And they're specific to what you're doing.
No, everybody.
We can disinfect your hands too.
You guys, we have hitches on display. We're not going to go into this. This is a situation where, depending on what you're buying, your salesperson is going to work with you, the parts department, the service department, and we will work with you to make sure that we get whatever. But understand that we do have Super Glides on display. We've got Andersons on display. We've got the Blue Locks weight distributions on display. So it's all here. It's all on display, so that when you come in to get your camper and we need to match you up, we can show you what you're going to get and everything, right?
And that's what it's all about. You can actually see it, feel it, touch it, and you know what it is that we're going to put in your vehicle.
Right, because it's a big deal, you know? And then we got tons of little stuff. You know, this is one of my favorite sections because this is like one of the fun sections. This is what I mean by every single time you take a trip, there's going to be things that are going to make your life easier, you know? And one of the themes you're going to find over here is, so here's the deal, right? Your camper has all the storage space that it's ever going to have. So if I buy things that take up less space, then I theoretically get more storage space, right? So like my broom. My broom is collapsible. So I can pop it out. While I do this, you can see that Rick is collapsing the little hamper there. Yep. So we have collapsible clothes hampers. We have brooms that extend, right? Takes up less space when I'm not using it. One of my favorite things over here is, it's just like that hamper, but it's they call it a utility container. It's a trash can. Yeah. All right, here's the thing. I don't think I've ever had my own, you know, I've never been to a campground where each campsite literally has its own trash can. You always got to walk your trash up somewhere.
Exactly.
And so I'm out there, I'm trying to cook, I'm doing my thing. I don't have a trash can. Well, guess what? This way I do have a trash can. A tall kitchen trash bag will fit in there, or maybe the black ones. I can't remember. But there's a trash bag that'll fit.
These actually hold a 30-gallon trash bag.
Okay, yeah, so you get 30-gallon trash bags, and it's nice, man, because I'm outside, and I got my own trash can I can throw things in at my campsite. I don't have a bag hanging off my lantern holder. You guys know what I'm talking about. You know what I mean?
You don't have the Walmart bags hanging all over the inside of your camper.
It's nice.
Like that,
it's great.
You have to throw away every time you...
Not raccoon proof. So it does need to be emptied every night. I forgot once.
This is an important one.
Totally.
So this is your non-stick or non-slip padding that you can put in drawers and on shelves and stuff like that to keep all your stuff from flying all over the place.
Cut it into pieces, stack it in between your plates, you know. This is great stuff. And then there's lots of little stuff. You know, you can hold your Walmart bags in here. You can take, and you got soap holders and toothbrush holders. Oh, look, there's a 4-1 now. Yeah. I have one of these little toothbrush holders. Here you go.
This is another one that's kind of important. These are, they go in your refrigerator to keep things from falling over.
Yeah. The thing is, guys, is how often is your refrigerator packed so perfectly that nothing's going to move around, right? So think about that thing going down the highway, right?
You got that half gallon of milk or whatever, like they show here in the little photo. You know, there's usually, like you said, there's not something that's going to hold that thing in there. You know, and if all that weight suddenly pushes against the door, we know the doors come open. Yeah. You know,
there's nothing worse than
had it happen,
opening the door to your camper and your fridge door came open and everything's there. And so what you'll do is you push everything to the back and you put that in there and it holds it there. The other thing is this. If you've ever gone camping and you open your fridge door and that thing of potato salad came open in that fridge while you were going down the road, dude, that is, okay. Yeah. So fridge bars, this is one of those things where that's really on the short list of things you buy before you take your first trip.
These are really probably even more important in units that have household refrigerators.
You bet.
Because they have absolutely nothing.
Right.
The RV refrigerators usually have some kind of lip or something to kind of help things from sliding around as much. But household types, they're not made to do that because they're made to set still all the time. So something like this is really important. And all they do, they just stretch out on the inside and go
like little curtain rod bars, you know, spring-loaded curtain rod bars. They're great. You know, and things like dish drainers and stuff that double as storage containers. You know, cutlery trays that'll fit, ice trays that'll fit.
And it's all about utilizing the space that you have because you do only have so much space. Yeah. So these things, a lot of the stuff is all smaller.
If you don't have a stove cover or even some of these ones that have like metal stove covers, you know, I mean this. You put that on top of your stove, it is a usable workspace, actually. You know what I mean? So
you got the metal fold-up one down there that goes over it. So
you got that. You can add countertop extensions. Okay, little things like that. That's nice. Here's the fancy. Here you go, guys.
Oh yeah.
If you've shopped lately, you probably saw this. Guess what? You can. Okay, here we go again with all this packaging, you guys. Anyway, I'll have to read this one too. But what is this? Well, This is that cool sink cover you keep seeing. Okay, and we can get them, I assume, in different sizes and stuff. But we get asked about these a lot. Well, guess what? We ordered some. Here they are. I don't know if this is a product that you can just get type of thing. We might have probably ordered this as a replacement from a manufacturer or something. I don't know. But stuff like that. This is awesome. I have one of these. I added this. This is nice. It's got a suction cup on the bottom, so you just stick it on your dashboard and your countertop. And well, it's your dashboard when you're going down the road. No, but your countertop, and you can put your utensils in there, and they just stay. I don't know. It's cool. That was a little thing, but it's great.
Take stuff out of a drawer, so you can utilize the drawer for something else.
It is, and it stays, and it's cool, you know. And we've got unbreakable dishes and things like that, and
again,
you know, camping,
you've seen a lot of this stuff
tumblers.
Because we give a lot of this stuff away during the bingo at the campouts.
Yep.
We gave one of these away earlier in the year.
Tabletop ice maker. Those are nice, you know. Like, I mean, you know, I guess, you know, we were joking before, okay, so this isn't for sale, but technically it does come with the dealership. So, you know, if you wanted the picnic table, it would be a very expensive one.
If you got $40 million and want to buy a dealership,
I don't know. Well, with the expansion, I don't even know if you can.
Probably not.
No, and so up front, again, we try to, you know, this is up front because everybody needs these. You know, these are your mud dauber screens. I mean, this is one of them things where, I better do that. This is one of those things where if you don't put it on there, it's your own fault. But really, it just keeps bugs from getting up into your furnace and stuff in the summer when you're not using
water
it.
Heater.
You know,
we sell them, but I do not recommend putting them on the refrigerators. People do it anyway. But if you got an RV refrigerator, I do not recommend using them.
And the thing about your refrigerator is this, guys. Your RV refrigerator is heat operated. So every time you use that camper, it is very uncomfortable in there for anything. So most things aren't going to shack up in there if you're using your camper on a regular basis. However, your furnace does not get used all summer long. And it is the perfect place for them to go up in and build nests, which they will. And then when you go try to turn it on in the fall, it doesn't work. And then you're in here paying Rick $150 an hour to clean mud dauber nests out of your furnace when you could have put a $20 screen on.
Thank you very much, by the way.
But I mean, seriously though, the sad thing is it costs you $400 to clean the furnace out if you didn't put a screen on. You know what I mean? And it's a bummer.
So we talked about these in some of the earlier schools, just surge guards. We have 30 amp and 50 amp versions of these.
And we skipped over the really expensive ones. We have those too that monitor and shut off power and all that kind of stuff and everything. Chairs, tables, we've got our logo chairs. We really like those. We're not going to hit too much on that. We'll try to stick with kind of RV. Now, of course, what's an RV place without stuff for your pets? So we do have dog toys, right? Because the RVing is by far the
doggy life preserver
you like that?
Jacket.
Yeah,
yes.
For small dogs.
For small dogs.
But
and then if you want your dog to save you in the Alps, you've got your little rescue kit.
The dog can carry its own stuff, right? There you go. I like that. I do know that my dog loves this little thing. Lynx levelers, you guys. So there's all kinds of ways to level a camper, right? I mean, when I say, like to get your trailer level or your motorhome level if you don't have auto leveling jacks. I will say this is like the tried and true oldest way of doing it. Maybe somebody might call it the most primitive way, but frankly, I have always used these. I travel with 2 packs of these. I love these, they work. You know what I mean? You can use them for that. You can use them to,
and they are easy to use and they work.
You can use them under your tires, you can use them under your tongue jack, you can use them under your stabilizers. The last time I was at Johnson Shut-ins, I used them to level my picnic table. I'm not kidding. I mean, so you can use these things for anything. You need at least 2 packs, because if you don't, you'll need 11 when you only have 10. So, but Lynx levelers, man. I mean, there's other cool stuff. And I mean, I'm not down in the Anderson neat little ramps and things like that. But personally, this has just been the way I've always done it.
Yeah.
I like it. So
just tried and true.
It is. It works. I mean, wait, real quick before I forget. Campouts are back on, you guys. If you haven't noticed yet, we're back on. We should have 2 campouts next year. What do we do at campouts? We do washer tournaments. So you might want to get your practice set right here, right?
Yep.
Conveniently available.
We have palm trees back in stock too.
I need one of these. Well, now those have gone up. That's cool though.
Yeah.
The palm tree is awesome.
I have one of those, and my wife loves it.
I do love it. The palm tree is cool.
Yeah,
it absolutely is.
And then other lighting.
Well, you gotta have awning lights and stuff, right? Not everything. Even if you have awning lights, you still need awning cool lights.
Need a refrigerator? We've got a few.
Hey. That's the thing, you guys, seriously, and this is one that happens to be out here on display, okay? But this is a situation where this thing is $3,500, okay? But this one's scratch and dent, and it's $1,599. Well, who cares if so it's got a little, see that right there?
That can be straightened.
That could be straightened. I mean, I don't know about you, but for $1,900, I could probably deal with that.
Yeah.
So anyway, we have stuff like that.
Does it affect the operation of it? No, that's cosmetic.
We got some other stuff laying around here too, you guys. If you're doing your own project or something like that, if you need like a cargo door or an RV window or something like that, we got stuff laying around, mattresses and things like that. There's certain things that we kind of end up with around here every once in a while that are extras. So if you're looking for something like that, it's not out of the question to at least stop by and say, hey man, you guys got anything back there? Because we'll make you a deal on something if it's just sitting around. You know what I mean? Why not? I mean, we can't send it back. So
Nate wants to get rid of stuff. So
you never know. It could benefit everybody. It benefits us. It benefits you. If it benefits everybody, we're good. So
Yep. Steps.
I feel like to me, my personal thought is every 5th wheel should come with a matching step stool, but that's just me. Oop, just hit the mic. I'm sorry about the mic, Mike. Sorry, everybody. I just hit the mic. Mike's yelling at me. I apologize.
Wheel chocks.
Yeah.
These are the ones that go between your wheels to help keep the camper stabilized.
That's it.
We got several.
Oh, go ahead, Rick.
Yeah. So, we just got some different kinds of those super grip chocks. We got them from different manufacturers and stuff.
Well, like these X chocks here, you can lock them too.
Yeah.
So, what happens is with this is so you put your stabilizers down, okay? You feel like you're still getting a little more movement. This is like a next step. You get these, you put them in between the tires, it puts pressure on there, and it takes that movement away a little bit.
It keeps the camper from doing the front to rear kind of rocking.
And then with these, there's actually a place on here where you can put a padlock. Because if I've got these things on both of my tires and I put a lock on there, the only way you're moving the trailer is, well, you'd have to let the air out of the tires to get the thing off, but then you can't move the trailer.
Right.
So it's like it makes it very, very difficult to move it.
The tongue jack, what do you call these, stands? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So instead of having to bring your tongue jack all the way down to the ground, you can put one of these down, only have to bring it down 6 inches or so.
Guys, that's that and the larger footprint, and it's lightweight. But what Rick just said right there, here's the deal. Your jack, over the course of its life, is going to move so much. Yep. If it only moves half as much every time you use it, it will last twice as long, theoretically. You know what I'm saying? But for real. And one thing you want to avoid is topping out or bottoming out your jack. Right. So like if you run it, it'll hit the bottom. Click, 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 stop. Oh my gosh. Yes. That is bad. So we want to avoid topping it out and bottoming it out, and this will keep you from doing that as well.
And then you got the same thing for your fifth wheel jacks. You got the same exact type of thing, except these are great. They're magnetic on there.
That means they stay. Well, not when you're going down the road, but
this one you have to set under and bring your jack down too. Right. That one there, all you got to do is stick it up onto the foot.
Well, and what you would do with this is before you took the fifth wheel off, you'd stick your 2 front ones on. You'd take the fifth wheel off, and before you hit auto level, you would put one of these on all your other ones. So if you got 4 jacks, you need 4, and if you got 6 jacks, you need 6. Right. You magnet them on, then you hit auto level, and once again, our jacks aren't moving as far, number 1. Number 2, if you have ever had your system say, what does it say, max whatever?
Yeah, it usually throws out some kind of an error code or something, and it's basically
if it can't get level,
that you wasn't able to level the system because one of your jacks extended too far and couldn't.
It's extended as far and it's still not level.
Right,
and so
that can save you the day for you there by taking up that extra.
Don't get too crazy with that stuff though, right? Yeah, and you could also use it under a regular tongue jack.
You could do that.
And then these are Anderson makes these graduated leveling things too. You've got curve levelers here. Everybody's got different ways of doing it, you know what I mean? I only mention those links because that's what I've always used. I like them.
Right.
Nothing bad. Maybe this is what you like. It's fine, you know what I mean? You know, and we still have old school stuff like slide out supports and things like that, which, you know, nowadays isn't maybe as big of a deal, but, you know, this is
replacement scissor jacks.
Yeah. Hey, how many people haven't bent one of these things, right?
Yeah.
You know, or maybe your camper only came with 2 and you want to add 2 more up front. No big deal. Here's something, guys. If you're looking for a gift for your favorite camper owner or something like that, if they do not have a power tongue jack,
there it is.
There you go. This is a great upgrade, you know. There's even a Bluetooth one right here that it's a smart jack and it remembers oh gosh, it's cool. But, you know, almost overdoing it, but I mean, we have the best jack money can buy.
and you can put them on utility trailers and stuff too. All you got to do is add a battery to it. You know? I'd almost be tempted to put one on my boat trailer.
Here's a little thing I always used to recommend to everybody: step covers.
Yep.
Right. So that way, when you bring your steps out, there's step covers on there. That means there's already something to wipe your feet on. You know.
Got the replacement anti-slip for the steps in motorhomes.
Yeah.
How many times we had them? How many times do they come off?
Seriously, right? We've got this. This is new. The Lippert on the go ladder. We keep these in stock. There's campers nowadays that are coming with brackets and stuff for this. So we do stock these. One thing about this is this is an extendable ladder that's good for 330 pounds. Okay, that's a lot for an extendable ladder, you guys. That is a lot. Most of them are not. Another thing too, I mentioned earlier that you might have come to the table with some of your own grills and stoves. And they don't work on that quick disconnect on your camper for a reason, right? And we talked about that.
One will.
However, if you want something that will, you have to buy what's called a low pressure appliance, special for the RVs, and we stock those. And they're nice. Look at this thing. It's all stainless. It's very, very nice, and it's actually very reasonably priced. And there's another one right here too. So we do have those appliances, you guys, that'll work. And it's not that hard. I mean, you could come in here. We could add a quick disconnect. You could get this. I mean, if that's what you wanted, it wouldn't be that big of a deal. We can put a rail on the outside and get a little table for it too. So, you know, it's okay. So, Rick's got something cool.
One of the most important accessories that you can have when you're playing washers.
That's right.
So, how many of these have we seen laying around? They call them tipsy sticks. What do? Well, they hold your stuff. including you.
Right? But yeah, cup holders, little holder for a bowl or something that you want to put there.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, they're
we've always had those. Those are cool.
They're very neat.
Yeah.
And really, we see a lot of them when the people are out playing washers when we're having a washer tournament.
Yeah.
You know, they'll just stick it up down there and they can put their beer on it or
it's your cup holder.
Or mixed drink or, you know, tea or whatever it is they're drinking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tea.
It's cool. Oh, that would be me.
I know. We got these. These are nice, guys. Listen, if your camper did not come with a ladder, this here, you know, what I like about this is it's aluminum. So this thing is like super duper light, okay? And it's compact down to 4 inches by 4 inches. And guess where this goes? Right in that front pass-through storage compartment. Yep. There's this one and there's one that's even longer that'll fit too. But easy, lightweight. And you might, you know, at first you might say, well, I mean, this thing's $170 and this one's $250. Well, let me tell you about how much it costs to put a ladder on the back of your camper. A lot more than that. So,
but if you want that ladder, we do have ladders. You damage your ladder on the back, we can put a new ladder on it. These are universal. We can also order the same ones that were on there sometimes.
Yeah. You know, it just kind of depends. You got it now, and you may have a camper that you can't put a ladder on. There's ultralight campers out there that the thing's not backed for it, and so that's why we have portables too. You know. So now, you know, we talked a little bit earlier about the step situation. You know, you showed them that piece for the old steps, right?
Yeah.
And actually, we should come over here first and look at this.
So the new style,
right?
So if you have an older camper and you have the old fold-out step, you might want to go this route. So these are the MORryde fold-down steps. All they do is, when you're not using it, they lock in place inside the entry door. When you come get there, you open the door, you fold the step down, you adjust the legs, so you make sure that your step is down on the threshold, and you got a nice stable step. You can also get a grab bar for them, and for the bigger ones, they also make a lift assist thing on it, so it helps. It's a strut that basically helps pick it up because they can be a little heavy.
You get 4 steps on there like this, and it can get kind of heavy. And you know, this I feel like, you know, a couple of years ago when these came out, this was like the most popular accessory of the year that year because it's easy to put in, you guys. It's easy to put in because it's really just screws on your floor here, okay? But okay, so let's say you had the regular steps underneath, and you decided you wanted to
mounts.
Yeah,
very easy.
Let's say you wanted to upgrade to these. Okay, so now you've upgraded to these steps, but you still have your steps down there, right? So what can you do? We have this. So this little guy right here, which I don't have a key for, so you have to take my word for it that it opens up, and it's this really nice little storage. But this goes, you can see here.
It will bolt in place of the old step.
Yeah. So those old steps that were underneath, you take them out, you put this in, and so now you have more storage. So I lied. I said earlier you cannot add any more storage to your camper. I apologize. Yes, you can.
You can always add storage to your camper.
Yes, you can.
It just depends on how you go about doing it.
But anyway, this is like
a good way to get a little bit of extra.
Yeah, this would be a great place for some of those things you use outside the camper. You know, that you need to get to when you're outside. So here's a little thing too. Okay, guys, a little thing. This is a big deal. So you buy a motorhome and you want to take a car with you. And there's a couple ways you can do it. You know, you can buy a trailer for the car, right? You can buy a tow dolly if you have a front wheel drive car maybe, right? But both of those options right there, when you get to your campsite, you are left with an extra item. You have a motorhome, you have a car, and a trailer or dolly, a third item that you need to move around, park, or do something with. So a lot of us will tow, dinghy tow, we call it, right? And that car, we call it a dinghy, and it has to be able to be towed 4 flat. Rick and I both have Jeeps for that reason, because they can be towed 4 flat very easily. 4 flat means all 4 wheels on the ground. Not all cars can do this, folks. Read the owner's manual in your car. Do not listen to anybody else. Call here, ask us, talk to us, that's fine. But the end-all, be-all is your owner's manual of the vehicle you have bought. It will tell you if you can tow it with all 4 wheels on the ground and not damage it. If that's the case,
some cars require special accessories being added to them to be able to flat tow.
It is something that, but when you set your vehicle up to do this, it is so much easier. And so what I want to say here is that we stock and the Blue Ox equipment. We can get other stuff too, but we do the base plate install here, guys. We get you all set up. The vehicle has to be wired so that turn signals and taillights work. This is all done here at Byerly. I would challenge that we are the ones that do more of these probably than anybody else in St. Louis in half of the last 15 years. So you know.
Dave was talking about the wiring and stuff. So we have all of that also. If you're just looking for replacement parts, you know, we have the coiled cords that go from 6 to 7 or 6 to 6 in the older Blue Ox. We also have the ones that go from a 7-way standard now to the 6-way plugs. So.
And we also have braking systems.
Kits and complete braking systems.
So, you know, when you want to have a supplemental braking system, we have that as well. So the point here, guys, is that, you know, your home dealer, Byerly RV, we are the place where you can get everything done. And so we'll handle the base plate. We'll handle getting everything set up that you need to get set up. You just need to make sure you have a car that you plan on keeping for a while. Because you're going to put $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 into that car to be able to do this.
Absolutely.
And so some of that stuff never comes out. And so you really do kind of want to have you know, so these are cool. You know, maybe people don't realize you can get these.
Yeah.
You know, big fancy motorhomes have big fancy mud flaps across the back, right? Well, guess what? You can actually add one of those to. We've got them for small, big. I mean, you can do it on C's and stuff, even, can't you?
Yeah.
So if you're going to tow a car behind there, you don't want it to get hit by rocks and stuff. So
something else. Adding more storage space. I mean, you can put one of these in the trailer hitch on the back of a trailer. You have to be careful about how much weight you use on it, but something like that, where you can bring your motility cart, or just have it there.
Our chaparrals out here have hitches that come on them that can hold 200 pounds, I think. You know, so it's like Rick said, just make sure you don't overload it. So, you know,
we're going to talk more about these in an upcoming school, but solar panel. This is a complete solar panel charging kit. This is not going to give you the inverter and stuff, but it gives you 100 watts of solar battery charging. So
so in other words, like you don't have to disconnect your battery probably between trips. You can leave, it'll just keep it charged. It's got a monitor on there that'll charge when necessary and not charge when necessary. And then you can always add an inverter later. This is what my camper has, Go Power stuff on it. I love it. You know, I really, really, really like the solar. I gotta tell you.
Just keeping that battery charged is worth so much.
I know. It really is. Because as much as I appreciate everyone around here, whenever anybody takes care of my stuff, they disconnect the battery because that's what we normally do. But I actually go back and reconnect it because I just leave it on all the time. You know, because it keeps my battery charged and it's great and I love it. Guys, we have things like, you know, mirror extensions and stuff. This is something where there's good and bad on these things, okay? So come on in here, we'll help you out. But, you know, they do make custom tow mirrors that are vehicle specific. So this works on any 2004 to 14 Ford F-150, F-250, or F-250 XLT, but won't work on an F-350, for example, which doesn't need it because it has its own mirror. But anyway, point being, though, is that these things are actually really nice. They're very solid. Yes, we do sell some with little rubber bands on them that are very universal, but if you can get something that is more specific, it's better. And we do sell some high-end stuff that is actually very reasonably priced compared to what the lesser expensive stuff is. That's not bad for $60 for one of those. Those things work and they are stable and they're nice. Yeah,
that's what you run into, like with the ones that just rubber band clip onto the mirrors. Yeah. They tend to be a little...
They vibrate. Yeah. You know, these are rock solid, beautiful. Love them. Anyway.
Balls.
Shanks.
Yep.
You name it. Extensions. Guys, this is, you know...
You need a little bit more extension room. This goes into your 2-inch receiver on the back, and it gives you an extra foot of length.
Even if you don't own a camper.
If you got a tight trailer.
Something like, I mean, these things here, this is good stuff, guys. I mean, this is, I have a lot of guys that'll come in and get this because, just for their truck. You know, it has nothing to do with them having a camper.
That's actually what I need to put on the back of mine.
And those are awesome.
Yeah. You know, there ain't nothing worse than having to keep switching over between the 2-inch and the...
Wow.
Yeah, I like that Blue Ox.
That's new. Really I haven't seen this.
Clamshell, the top part comes off.
Oh, 2 and 5/16. Look at that.
That is one of the neatest things that
is cool.
Blue Ox come out with.
Sorry, guys, I haven't seen this yet. And then that's neat.
And then it's adjustable too, so you can set your height for if you tow different trailers.
That is cool.
This stuff is not for towing your RV. This is set up more about towing utility trailers and things like that.
Well, that's the
when
adjustment
you
is
tow your RV, you want to make sure that you have the proper weight distribution equipment on there.
well, in your RV, when we set it up, it's set up and it's done. The ball height's never going to change unless you get another camper or another truck.
Right.
Otherwise, nothing changes. You don't need an adjustable.
Right.
This is for someone that now, maybe I've got a utility trailer, maybe I've got a boat, maybe I've got an enclosed trailer, and maybe I've got a pop-up. Okay. Now I got 4 different trailers, 4 different heights, and I can use this for every single one of them, including the pop-up and the utility trailer.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Now, that being said, if you just need to move your camper around on the yard or in your lot or something like that, you can do that. You just don't want to tow it long distances and stuff using a ball hitch.
So I do that on everybody's phone too. Anyway, even little things like a quiet hitch. This is something people don't even know exists half the time. Like I'm driving around and I shouldn't leave the shank and pole in there all the time, but I do, and it rattles all the time. If I put that little guy on there, it'll keep it from doing that. Technically, you're not supposed to do that because then it defeats the idea of a 5-mile-an-hour bumper.
Right.
Anyway.
Yeah.
This too, here you go. This is something, if you have a motorhome with dualies and don't have wheel valve stem extenders, man, you need it. You already know you need them. We have them. Let's just put it that way.
Locks, security on your trailer, your hitch. We got all various different types of locks.
Yeah, you can lock it on, lock it off, lock it closed. We've got, and then, okay, so now we're into our TV section.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of you guys might not know this. If you're going to put a TV in your camper, MoRide, these guys make frames and all frame. It's like the #1 frame upfit company.
Yeah.
But they also make TV brackets, and these TV brackets are very much geared towards RVs, right?
Yes. Yeah, and most of them have some kind of a locking mechanism on them, so the TVs won't move.
And guys, these are I mean, you can see the wall moving because of how rock solid these mounts are and stuff like that.
There it goes.
You know,
So I had to push it.
and they're also meant for like
Like that one's removable, so you can take it off and take your TV outside.
I could have a couple of these different mounts. I could move my TV around. You know, satellite's not dead, folks. So we have all satellite stuff and everything like that, and it's that, you know, a lot of folks are streaming and everything. That's fine. We have Wi-Fi boosters. We are not going to go into this really at all because we did a whole school on this last month.
Yeah.
So take a look at that.
What we didn't show you last time in the school was the parts.
Right.
We have the parts.
Yeah.
So we have the satellite antennas. We have the TV antennas. We have the razors. We have the jacks. You know, we have it all. So
Yeah. We've even got stuff like this is a little thing that this is over in service. So over on the service side, but this is a windshield wiper.
Yep.
And this, we have the little, just like, you know,
they call that a beam style wiper.
So we've got the little book here, and if you need windshield wipers for your motorhome, we stock these guys. This isn't like a Walmart part here.
We stock the beam style, and we stock conventionals.
Yeah, so if you need that, we've got that. The whole idea, guys, is that as your home dealer, we would like to be the place that has everything.
Right.
And if we don't have it in stock, we can get it. It used to be, and this is, everybody please forgive me because this is very, very old school, but when I started, before I started here, a long time ago, I mean, we've been in business, it'll be 75 years next year, and back in like the 70s and 80s, Byerly RV was the local parts distributor where we would send a truck to Indiana, we would pick up air conditioners and awnings and bring them back, and we would distribute locally to the different dealerships around here. And it's just, the parts side of this is something that we have literally built this company around and have always tried to be the premier parts supplier in the area. So
we as our owners keep saying, we want to help you become the experts in the campground.
yeah, and that's why we do these schools, and that's why we have the stuff.
Right.
And
we have the stuff here. We have the educational material. We have the parts. We have the stuff to make you, the customer, the expert in the campground.
if you would have walked in here 40 years ago when we were only in business for 35 years, you would walk in here and we either have it, can get it, or it ain't.
Yeah.
And that was that was it. That was our slogan in parts. We either have it, we can get it, or it ain't. I know that's not proper English, but that was the saying. I mean, that's the way it always was. If you come up, Pete can still say that. You come up and you see Pete at the parts counter, he can rattle that out. He's the one who taught that to me. Yeah. But that's the way it always was.
And we still.
It's pretty much still that way. Honestly, I don't know if there's any. I mean,
if we can't get it, it's probably not in existence.
Seriously, I'd still say that to this day. So,
heaven forbid, but there are going to be times when things don't go right, and you might need one of these out on the side of the road. And we have these little emergency kits. Come in a nice little box.
There's a reason why commercial drivers are required to carry those. And that's why you see these guys in these trucks, they got to get out, they got to let 3 triangles, and they got to be a certain spaced out. It's not a bad idea to know that, you guys, because it's all about safety at that point in time. And if you're on the side of the road, that is literally the most dangerous possible place that you can ever be. And
if you got to change a tire on your trailer or something like that, and you're out there trying to do it, having something back there, even if it's during the daytime, having something there that is alerting drivers that you're broke down out there, or there's something going on. Could be the difference between well, literally life
making
it to your campground
it's a big
and making it to a cemetery.
I will do anything I can to not pull over on the side of the highway if I can avoid it, because it's deadly. So, guys, listen, this is, I hope everybody has enjoyed this. Let's see, what we've been doing this for about an hour and a half.
Yeah,
not bad. That's about right, you guys. Listen.
We do have one more aisle we can go down.
We didn't even hit this aisle, did we?
We didn't hit this aisle.
Oh my gosh. Well, this is a good aisle.
This is probably one of the biggest, most popular areas when we have the downtown show. We sell more of these mats than probably anything else. But
these are good mats,
here they
guys.
Yes, they're great. So we take lots of them to the show in January.
The fish head's not for sale.
I'm sure we'll have a bunch of them. And if you need one, they're there. We also, on that side, we have tire covers and the covers for your camper.
Which gives us one more opportunity to let you guys know that you need to know things like tire sizes and lengths of camper, because those things are not published information. That is not looked up information. So if you need a tire cover, just look and see what size tires you have before you come. If you need an RV cover, we have a video. I think, Mike, did we do a video on that? We have a video? No. Yeah, we do. I think we have a video, you guys, on how to measure for your cover, okay? The thing about the covers. All right. So, first of all, if you're going to cover your camper, buy a good cover. Do not put a tarp on the thing. A tarp is nothing but a mold greenhouse that'll cause abrasions on the side of your camper. So, these things here, Rick's got the little thing that has a Tyvek roof on it. It has breathable fabric, and it's got zippers, because once this thing goes on, you guys, you aren't going to want to take it off and on every week. If you need to get in your camper, you just unzip a section and you get in. Now, the breathability, it's waterproof, which means liquid water doesn't go through it. But if there's water underneath it and it gets warm, it will evaporate out. Okay? So that you do not get mold underneath. And it's not going to be abrasive. It's got vents.
Little vents in them.
It's got straps that go underneath. But here's the deal, you guys. These things come, this one here, 31.1 to 34 feet. So we're talking about 3-foot increments here. And you have to measure the box. What's going to be covered. Right?
You're measuring the box.
Your spare tire and your ladder are going to be covered. Your tongue and your propane bottles are not, if it's a travel trailer. So what you're measuring is from the furthest point forward that's going to be covered on the body to the back of the spare tire or ladder or whatever's sticking out in the back.
On your fifth wheel, you're going to measure all the way from the front of the nose to whatever's protruding out the back.
Like your ladder or whatever back there, And this literally needs to be to the inch. These they're fitted.
Yes.
The problem is this thing is shrink wrapped by some machine, okay? So when you buy it and you take it home and you take it out of its box and you unshrink wrap it and realize you bought the wrong one, the problem is it'll never go back in this box again. And I cannot resell it as new, okay? And for that reason, it does not get a full refund. That's why if you want to bring your camper in, we'll measure it. If we order the wrong one, that's on us. If you come in, though, you've got to measure accurately. It's very important. That's why we did a video on this. So you can check it out on our YouTube. Yep. We do have a video? We do not have a video. Sorry, we will have a video. We need to do a video on that. But call in, talk to Cody, talk to Wendy, talk to Nate, talk to somebody, and let them explain to you how to measure. It's very, very important because these things are really expensive. And if you don't feel comfortable, come on in and we'll measure for you. We will also measure for slide toppers for you and new awning fabric. Correct. These are items that are one and done, no refunds once you order it. So it has to be right the first time. If you want us to do it, bring it in. It's our responsibility if we mess it up. If you guys bring the measurements in, it is your responsibility. So it's a big deal. So we just want to get it right. And I'll just let you guys know, we always run the covers on sale in the fall because that's when you need it. The deal is this, you guys, you're not going to put this thing on in the summertime between every trip. Right. Because it is not easy.
This is a winter storage.
Yeah, so when you're done for the year, you can put it on.
Yeah.
But think about this, okay? So if I cover it November, December, January, and February, that's 4 months of the year.
Yeah.
That means that's like a third of the year.
Yeah.
So every 3 years, my camper only saw 2 years of daylight.
Yeah.
Right?
That's about right.
So the thing is that all my little plastic pieces are going to last longer. But the cover, the expensive cover, will not last forever.
Right.
Because it is the cover that is taking the damage instead of the camper.
Correct.
Right? Now, one thing about ADCO, this is an American company, and if you have a problem with this, last time I called these guys, a nice person at ADCO in the United States answered, and they sent my client corner patches because the corners wear out first. You make a heavy investment up front in the best product there is, and they support the product through customer service and through support with patches for free because they know that's going to happen. That'll give you maybe another year out of it. If you get 3 or 4 years out of your cover, it did its job, you got your money's worth, buy another one. Yep. That's the way it works. It's not going to last forever. But all those plastic pieces and all that stuff didn't take the damage that it would have. It was worth it. They're worth it. They're great.
Yes,
because unfortunately most of us can't park our camper inside.
Right.
So.
But soon.
However,
soon you'll be able to park your camper inside here.
Yep. So if you guys aren't already following us on Facebook, do so. We like to post little updates. We just posted an update yesterday. We have walls. They are putting up walls. Yes. So our service center, we are currently building a new 16-bay service center next door, if you did not know, and a 100,000 square foot indoor storage facility and outdoor storage. So the reality is it 75 years in business next year. We built the company on service and parts. We really, really, truly did. We made a heavy investment in property and buildings. Yes. We could have built a shiny new showroom up on the hill up there, but that's not what this industry needs right now. What this industry needs is service. And anybody out there who owns one of these things knows it. If you bought it at a certain nationwide retailer, you know how bad service can be, don't you? So the reality is that this is the reason why we're doing this, you guys, because this is what needs to happen. And because if you come to Byerly RV and you get good service, well, guess what? Hopefully you'll give us a chance the next time you're ready to buy a camper. Yeah, absolutely. And that's the whole point. We're not trying to be one of these guys out there that, well, we're not going to work on it if you didn't buy it here. No, we're going to work on it if you didn't buy here because we want you to buy here next time. Yeah. You know what I mean? And it's now granted, if you did buy here, you get 10% off your service. So there are discounts. There is advantages to buying here. But at the same time, we're not going to penalize you in the service department because you didn't necessarily. We want your business. And
we have rules, but
we do. Yeah. And there is a benefit to buying here. Yes. That's for sure. And there always will be. Yeah. But if you read our reviews and stuff, you'll see that we try to help everybody out. We're making a heavy investment. The other thing is this, it pains me when someone comes in here and wants to buy a camper, but tells me there's nowhere to put it. All the storage places are full, which is great. We onboarded. We met so many new people over COVID, you guys.
Yes.
So many new folks bought campers. We appreciate that. 2 things didn't happen. There's no more campgrounds and there's no more storage lots necessarily. Now, storage lots are popping up as fast as somebody can cut down trees and put up a fence, okay? Yeah. Which isn't that fast. Trust me, we're trying. It's the gate right now. That's the problem.
Yeah.
But the thing is that, that's where the need is. And that's what we're doing, is we are satisfying the need. Sales and rental will stay over here in our home, and service will move up on the hill in the bright, brand new, shiny buildings, which is where they belong. And that is what the industry needs, and that is what we do here. So, understand that really is what this is about. Are we ever going to be the cheapest place in the whole country? No, we will never be the cheapest place. We also won't be the most expensive either. Don't buy out of town. Don't buy from someone else without giving us a chance, okay? I may not be able to match. I'm not going to match a deal in Indiana because the guy's $2,000 closer delivery fees than I am. I can't, but it'll cost you over $1,000 to go get it. And if you're happy, good luck, maybe. Here, I can guarantee it because you're here. You know what I mean? And that's the value.
And although I will service your camper, I'm not going to give you priority service.
Well, you can't get priority service. I also won't do your warranty claims either. Yeah. So, we pay, it's to do a warranty claim, we pay people here to communicate with manufacturers in order to get warranty work done. I'm only paying that person to do stuff that was bought here. If you bought your camper somewhere else, that's fine. You come in here, we will service it, you will pay our normal fee, and then you can file with the dealership that you bought it from, and their warranty clerk can file it or whatever. Or you can file it yourself and get your money back. You will get your money back. They will reimburse you, okay? But we just aren't gonna do that here. There does have to be a benefit, of course, to buying here. And you don't want to go buy out of town. It's just not, so what? You saved $1,000 by driving 200 or 300 miles, wasting a couple days of your life. Hopefully you had a good chance, and now you're not going to get priority service. It's just the way it is, guys. We only have so many service people. We only have so many service bays. We're going to do our best to get to everybody. We're doing more than anybody else, and it really does. And we try to stock more parts than anybody else, and we try to stock more than just the fluff, as you saw. And we try to provide extras like Byerly RV University, because we do want you to be the experts at the campground. You can help yourself, you can help other people. We have campouts, we have Christmas stuff, we do all kinds of stuff, you guys, because you guys can buy campers anywhere. You can buy any camper. The reality is, you do enough shopping, you're gonna realize that they're all not that different. And you can only lay out furniture in so many different ways. And everybody's doing it like everybody else. Yep. So then the real thing comes down to who you're gonna buy from. And when you're comfortable where you're at and who you're talking to, and they got what you want, and it's close to the money you wanted to spend, then it's okay. It's okay to go ahead and buy. It really is. And you didn't have to, it's not about searching the whole country for the cheapest person. It's about getting what you want for about the money you wanted to spend from people that you feel good about, and from a place that you know is going to be in business and support you. There's a fact out there. I don't remember what it is. Somebody told me about this, but there is a business law essentially out there that says, it's like this, and there's a name for it, but if you've been in business for 50 years, there is a very good chance that you're going to be in business 50 years from now.
Yes.
If you've been in business for 2 or 3 years or 5 years, and I asked you, what's the chance of you being in business in 50 years? What do you think the chance of that is? There's no telling. But if you've already been here for 50 years or 75 like us, there's a real good chance we're going to be here longer. We've made that investment, folks. We are going to be here. Yeah. We are so proud to have served generations of St. Louis RVers. And we're going to continue to serve generations more. So I appreciate you guys watching. We really, really do. We appreciate your participation. We appreciate your comments. If you have any ideas, please let us know. We're getting ready to, this will end first semester. Yep. And we'll have second semester starting in January, and we'll have, we've got more classes coming up. January's boondocking, right? Is it, Mike? January 12th is how we do it, excuse me. So these little earpieces are great now, guys.
Yes,
we've upgraded again, as you can see. So we got Mike talking to us in our ears here. But yeah, January is actually why we do it. And that's the one where, sorry, how we do it, whatever. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, why we do it is the first class of the year.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, so how we do it.
How we do it.
Okay.
So
I'll review that.
Yeah.
It'll be great. Anyway, so
it's a lot of talking.
Yeah, that's what we do, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, if you guys watch this whole thing by now, you have to subscribe if you haven't already done so. If you don't have a Gmail account, just make one and just forget about it, and at least that way you're subscribed. It's no big deal. You know what I mean? We appreciate that, and again, stay tuned. Watch for that update coming up January 1st. We will be closed January 23rd through December 23rd through January 3rd. If you need any business done, make sure you get it done before then. Make sure you pick up your camper before then. I'm going camping. I don't know about you people. I'm going somewhere, okay, for Christmas. I don't even know where yet. I do know this. I know that Silver Dollar City's campground keeps full hookups open all the way up till the first of the year. Yeah. And in Missouri, most of the stuff shut down. So I'm thinking about that, or I'm going to go somewhere. Or I'm going to take my awesome generator and I'm going to take my camper and go wherever I want. Like there's a place called Rutherford Beach, Louisiana, 30 miles off the main road. No hookups, camp on the beach, bring a generator.
Exactly.
I'm telling you. So I'm going somewhere. I hope you guys are going somewhere. You know, I really do. Get out and camp. There's no reason to stop right now, you know. I was thinking I'd go out to Merrimack State Park, have the whole place myself. How often you get that? You know, stuff like that. So they do leave the electric on. So you got electric at the state parks. We always get nice weekends and stuff. Don't be afraid to get out there and go camping. It's easy to re-winterize if you ever, you know, I mean, that's watch Rick's class. It's not hard.
Yeah. You bring bottled water.
You know.
Jugged water for you
can do that.
Have to use the toilet. And,
seriously.
You could still get out there and do this stuff.
We used to the old school trick, right? Back in the good old days when you could buy windshield washer fluid for 99 cents a gallon. You could flush the commode with that, and it wouldn't freeze. You know what I mean? I don't know if it's $1. I can't imagine it's $1 a gallon anymore.
No, but it's not a whole lot.
Is it?
More
still worth it.
I think it's still about $2. I think it's $2.99
That's cheap.
Or something.
You know, lots of fun. So anyway, don't stop camping, you guys, even though it's winter. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for next month. We got the show coming up. We just posted the link to the show on Facebook, so tickets are on sale now. Show's at the end of January. You know,
look for announcements on the spring camp out. Coming
we'll be doing that very soon. I'd like to provide that to you in January, so you have that, because I want you guys to be able to make your plans. And we will do 2 campouts in April and a September or something like that in the fall. And so if you can't make it to one, maybe you can make it to the other. We ask that you choose one or the other. We want to get as many people through as possible. But that stuff's back on. We can't wait. That's going to be so much fun.
And keep.
January 27th to the 29th is the show. So end of January for that. We will have our expo here, so be watching for that. We always like to have a pre-show sale. We've done it every year for many, many years. So for those folks that don't want to pay to park down there, pay to get in, and have to drive downtown, you can come here before the show, get all those deals without having to do that. So we encourage that. We call it the expo. So.
And if you're interested in our construction project over there, keep an eye on our Facebook page. Michael runs the drone up over there and takes some nice pictures and posts them on our Facebook.
If you haven't checked it out, you can check out the post from yesterday. Was it yesterday?
Yesterday.
Yesterday. Post yesterday, we had walls going up. Very cool. And you can pass through the past posts and stuff, and we'll keep posting as we go because we've got so many great things happening here, you guys. We really are. We're really excited. And the product lineup is good. The stocking level is good. The prices are good. Everything's good. It really is.
And it's going to get better.
Yeah. You know,
I promise it's going to get better.
Absolutely. And, you know, it's going to get better on all fronts, guys. So looking forward to an awesome 2023. Thank you very much for 2022. If we don't get a chance to talk to you guys, I hope everybody has a happy holiday and a happy new year. Right? And if we don't see you, I mean, we'll still do some posts and stuff like that, but I think this might be our last broadcast of the year, right?
It is. Oh, tomorrow.
We're listening to Mike.
The 16th.
So is that an online entry, Mike? So you can go online to www.byerlyrv.com. The parts department is doing a giveaway right now. What are we giving away? I'll be entering for that. Is our employees eligible for that? There's a 200. Oh, okay, good. So up here, and also if you come, okay, so you can go online and register for this giveaway, or when you come in, right here, we are giving away a $250 gift card. We will be drawing for that on
December 16th.
December 16th, is that what it is? Oh, December 16th?
Yes.
So between now and December 16th, you can enter here. Dude, for those of you that enter, you currently have a very, very good chance of winning this, people. So when you're in here, make sure you enter. Go online, you can enter, no purchase necessary. You don't have to buy anything. You can come in, you can fill it out. But
if any of you are coming for the Christmas lights tomorrow night, remember to come over and do this.
Parts department will be open, so it'll be cool. For those of you that maybe did not see that, I apologize. But unfortunately nowadays, you just can't send out email for everything, and we just can't get everybody on the list, and we don't know if we miss people. So the best way for us to do this is literally through Facebook and YouTube. So if you do not like that type of social media, I do very much apologize. You can keep an eye on the website and things like that. The YouTube channel is not social media. If you just simply subscribe to the Byerly RV YouTube channel. And if you watch our monthly update once a month, you will essentially know what you need to know around here.
Absolutely.
You won't miss anything if you watch every monthly update, basically. And as long as you're subscribed to YouTube,
you might even pick up some decent information.
Yeah.
You know, we do monthly tips and stuff like that.
and we try to be entertaining.
Yeah.
Sometimes, right? We do our best.
We try.
We try. Anyway. So, anyway, guys, I don't know. You got anything else?
No, I think we're ready to say goodnight.
Yeah. You know, so, you know,
We
happy
appreciate you
holidays
watching.
and Happy New Year. And
Yep.
like Rick said, we really do appreciate you guys watching. And if you haven't already
we do
subscribed,
this-
real quick, we're almost to 2,000, guys. We only need a few more. So please give us a subscription, give us a thumbs up if you like it, but that subscription would be just great right now. We would really appreciate it. You would help us out tremendously. So.
We really appreciate the fact that you guys take your time out and sit down and watch these.
Yeah.
You know, we do this for you guys. We get nothing for it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Realistically, it's just this is what we
It's
do.
all about you.
Yeah, and we appreciate you guys. And if it wasn't for you guys, none of this would be happening.
Absolutely.
So thank you very much. We look forward to an awesome 2023. It is our 75th year in business. We are so proud of this, 1948 to 2023.
I'm sure there will be many celebrations throughout the year.
I have been vetoed on the Ferris wheel. But I'm not done, folks. I'm going to have a party. I don't know what I'm going to do yet, but I'm going to have a party. I am not allowed to hire a carnival. I tried, but I will find something. I promise you, it's going to be cool.
We'll wait till the carnival's down the street or something, then we'll have something.
I found a place where you can rent real bands.
Oh yeah.
Like real bands.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
And we just might
That's
have an
interesting.
empty 100,000 square foot building for a concert. People, I'm gonna do my best. As far as I'm concerned, we're gonna have a grand opening and a 75th anniversary. I wanted to hire roller coasters and Ferris wheels. I've been told I can't do that. I will find something else equally as cool. I don't know what yet.
Maybe we can get Metallica.
Yeah, dude, I couldn't even afford 2 tickets to that, so those guys aren't coming.
Yeah, well, you never know.
But there are. Dude, there's like real bands you can hire for.
Why couldn't we get the Liston Brothers to come, though?
Okay, something like that.
Yeah.
You know?
Anybody that's from St. Louis knows who the Liston Brothers are.
Okay.
So, Mama's Pride.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But seriously, I'm gonna try and do something cool. If you guys have suggestions, let me know. I'd love to hear it. You know, maybe if you guys suggest it, it'll get me further with the ownership. I don't know, because if you want to vote for Ferris wheels, do. Let's go. I'm all about that. I thought those people live in RVs, so why not? I thought it was like a win-win. It's okay though. It's no big deal. We'll figure out something. A concert would be cool. I don't know. You know, food trucks and vendors would be cool. Something's gonna happen.
Yeah.
We need to have something. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yeah, we got time. There's a whole year. So
what if we have everybody? Well, never mind. I'm not going to start brainstorming out loud on live camera, but we'll figure out some cool stuff. If you have suggestions, please let us know.
yes, absolutely.
So thank you very, very much.
Thank you.
I'm Dave.
I'm Rick.
We'll see you next time.
Good night.